Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Before I begin, here are my disclaimers. Today I am going to give you an update about First Industrial Realty Trust INC quarterly report. First Industrial Realty Trust Inc. provides a range of businesses and services through its fully integrated platform. The company offers logistics properties ownership, property operation and management development of new logistics facilities, acquisition of existing logistics properties, high-quality facilities, to multinational corporations and regional firms, industry-leading customer service for supply chain operations. The company's portfolio is concentrated in 15 target markets, with a focus on supply-constrained, coastally oriented areas. The First Industrial Realty Trust Inc. (FR) stock price has remained relatively stable over the past year, with no significant changes exceeding 4.47%. Several factors have contributed to this stability, including routine financial disclosures and operational updates that did not lead to outsized stock movements. The company's consistent quarterly earnings reports, dividend declarations, and operational updates were well within expectations, contributing to a period of relative stability in the stock's performance. The absence of significant stock price changes can also be attributed to analyst ratings and price targets, which have been moderate and reflective of the company's stable financial health. Analysts' consensus rating was hold, with an average price target of $55, suggesting a forecasted downside of -0.26%. This lack of extreme expectations from analysts has contributed to a stable stock price. Furthermore, First Industrial Realty Trust's financial health metrics have been robust, with a solid tenant retention rate and an upgrade in its long-term issuer default rating to BBB+ from BBB by Fitch Ratings. These indicators signal confidence in the company's financial stability, which has likely contributed to the stock's limited significant movement over the past year. Overall, the combination of routine financial disclosures, operational updates, analyst ratings, and robust financial health metrics have all contributed to a stable stock price for First Industrial Realty Trust Inc. The primary drivers of revenue growth for First Industrial Realty Trust Inc. can be attributed to several key factors. The company's rental income from industrial properties increased by $123.1 million, while net operating income, NOI, from these properties rose by $10.3 million. Lease revenue and fees and other revenue also saw significant increases of 8.1% and 22.3%, respectively. Internal growth strategies, such as renewing or releasing spaces at higher rental levels and controlling property operating expenses, contributed to revenue growth. The company's same-store properties experienced a 5.9% increase in revenue, while acquired properties saw a substantial 15% jump due to the acquisition of 7 industrial properties. In contrast, the primary drivers of revenue decline were largely related to the joint venture. A decrease in joint venture revenue and fees paid for third-party services contributed to this decline. Additionally, the company's net income available to First Industrial Realty Trust, Inc. as common stockholders and participating securities decreased by $65,306,000. Overall, the company's revenue growth can be attributed to its successful internal growth strategies and strategic acquisitions, while revenue decline was largely driven by joint venture-related factors. Net income and profit margins decline. A shift in operating expenses between $9,024,000 and $9,025,000. Net income decreased by $50.5 million, from $219.1 million to $168.6 million. This decline was also observed in the third quarter of 2024 compared to 2025, with a decrease of $34 million. Profit margins suffered significantly during this period. The net income margin dropped from 45.5% in $9,024,000 to 31.6% in $9,025,000. Similarly, in the third quarter, it decreased from 59.2% in 2024 to 36.1% in 2025. The primary reason for this decline is attributed to an increase in operating expenses, including depreciation, amortization, and other amortization costs. This shift indicates a change in operational priorities or increased investments in the business, which may impact future financial performance. The company's financial performance indicates a significant improvement in its operating cash flow. For the 9 months ended September 30, 2025, the net cash provided by operating activities increased to $339,228, up from $275,000 $708 in 2024. This trend is consistent with the positive operating cash flows reported for both 2024 and 2025, which were $275,745,000 and $339,283,000 respectively. The operating cash flow for the 9 months ended September 30, 2025 was also substantial at $304,826,000. These figures collectively suggest that the company is generating positive operating cash flow, indicating a strong financial position. The company's debt level and interest expenses have undergone some changes over the past period. The total debt has increased from $2,215,174 to $2,412,834, indicating a rise of approximately $197,660. However, this increase is not considered significant in several other pages. On the other hand, interest expenses have shown mixed trends. For the 3 months ended September 30, 2025, there was a decrease of $3,750 compared to the same period in 2024. Nevertheless, interest expense increased by $0.1 million, 0.1%, and amortization of debt issuance costs rose by $0.9 million, 34.7%. The changes in interest expenses are also attributed to derivative instruments. In summary, while there have been some fluctuations in the company's debt level and interest expenses, these changes are not considered significant in several instances. Management's outlook on company strategy. The company is committed to long-term growth through internal expansion, strategic acquisitions, and investments in key logistics markets. To achieve this, management plans to enhance its portfolio by disposing of underperforming assets and leveraging cash flows from operations. In the short term, liquidity needs will be met through asset dispositions and cash flow, while long-term requirements will be addressed through a combination of debt, equity issuances, and select asset sales. The company has a history of paying dividends. According to the financial summary, the company made dividend payments totaling $170,842 in 2025 and $143,395 in 2024. This indicates that the company prioritizes returning value to its shareholders through dividend distributions rather than buying back shares. Concerns about inventory buildup or supply chain disruption exist. A review of the financial summary reveals potential concerns regarding supply chain disruption. On page 32, explicit mention is made of supply chain disruption as an issue. Furthermore, on page 50, increased expenditures for developments under construction and higher acquisition volume are noted in the investing activities section, hinting at underlying supply chain challenges. That concludes the financial summary for First Industrial Realty Trust INC. Feel free to comment below, and I will be happy to answer them when possible.